You are listening to Competitor's Brain. This is episode number 74, and this is Lauren Fox. When you think about compounding, and that's going to be the topic that we're talking about today, and access, it really can make a big difference if you're given access to something early in your life or made to realize that opportunities that exist aren't for everybody else. They might be for you too. When you look at the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, he talks about Bill Gates and some of his friends having access to a computer lab and what they were able to do at that point. And this is, going on 50 years ago. What they were able to do at that point, because they had access to a computer lab, was immerse themselves in it and get really good at something that very few people were good at that point. And there can be a lot gained by access. I think about the fact that we have a barn here in town that we graciously have the opportunity to use so that players can go and work on hitting, and they can work on a various number of other things that are related to baseball. But it's having that access almost puts these kids, not necessarily, it's not like living in California or Texas or Florida where there's great weather all the time, but you do have the ability to access a thing and improve at a thing and truly follow a process that is designed to get results. So in James Clear's email from a couple weeks ago, this is written on August 22nd of 2024, he quotes a professor of economics named Tyler Cowen. And he says, "Yesterday I had lunch with a former PhD student of mine who is now highly successful and tenured at a very good school. I was reminded that over 20 years ago, I was graduate director of admissions. One of my favorite strategies was to take strong candidates who applied for masters and also offer them PhD admissions, suggesting they might do the latter. My lunch partner was a beneficiary of this de facto policy. At least two of our very best students went down this route. Neither realized that it was common simply to apply straight to a PhD program, skipping over the master's. I believe this is now better known, but the point is this. At critical moments in time, you can raise the aspirations of other people significantly, especially when they are relatively young, simply by suggesting they do something better or more ambitious than what they have in mind. It costs you relatively little to do this, but the benefit to them and to the broader world may be enormous. This is, in fact, one of the most valuable things you can do with your time and your life." So when you think about the person who offered Bill Gates and his friends the opportunity to use that computer lab, what they were doing was saying, here's access to a part of life that you might not have the ability to get to. And I believe in you and what you're able to accomplish. That's not something you're explicitly saying, but it's implied in the conversation. And you're saying, I believe in you, and I know that you're willing to put in the work to get better and possibly change the world. Same thing goes with the baseball barn that we have here in town, where the gentleman who owns it realized that he had a bunch of ball players who were willing to put in the work. And if you have kids who are there and willing to do the work, why not give them what they need so that they can fulfill their dreams? And along the way, you get to watch them and you get to be a stakeholder in their process. It's a valuable thing as a human being. And it's also just a valuable resource that you can provide to somebody at a really critical time in their lives.